But our cries cannot be held just inside our own homes and amongst our own family.
Yes.
We have to sacrifice our own feelings, our own pain, to bring that forward here so that those voices are heard. My name is Rafiah Muhammad. I'm representing Mothers Over Murder program under Nashville Peace Groups, founded by Clement Green. First off, I want to thank you all for allowing me to stand in for Ms. Greenlee. She had a scheduling conflict. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough time to actually write a speech. I'm gonna just have to talk from my heart, but my heart is pure, it's transparent, it's whole. I'm putting it all on the line because that's what's necessary for us to enact change. Mothers Over Murder represents families, predominantly those from marginalized communities that has suffered the loss of a loved one through tragic means. For most of our members, that tragic mean is gun violence. My own son, Rodney Armstrong's life ended prematurely nearly 3 years ago. I had just driven home on a long commute after a hard day at work, and I was greeted to Rodney and a few of his friends piling into the backyard, laughing and giggling, getting ready to enjoy the pool on a hot summer day. I chose to take a quick nap while they were out there enjoying themselves because there was only a few of them. They wouldn't make that much noise. I can get this nap in. And I was awakened shortly by the sounds of gunshots. I managed to make it out to my backyard in enough time to lock eyes with the person who had killed my son. And enough time to be able to hold my son as my 29-year-old son said to me over and over again, "Mommy, I'm dying." At that moment, he wasn't 29. He was my baby. I looked all over his body and tried to reassure him like a child that tumbles down the stairs. And he says, I scraped my leg and he's crying. And I'm saying, baby, it's gonna be okay. It's okay, you're gonna be okay. Calling 911 and God, I guess sending numbness or strength or shock to allow me to get through those moments until the ambulance had arrived. Not being allowed to leave my backyard because of the fact that it's now my backyard. Nestled in my privacy fence next to my pool in suburbia that's supposed to be not impacted by harm, my house is now a crime scene that I cannot leave. I hold the dirt in my hands, letting it fall through my fingers like, how did we get here? Wasn't we supposed to be safe? And a few hours later, my son was pronounced dead at the hospital. Now considered evidence, I was now allowed to view his body, see him one last time, to be able to have some sight to believe what the doctors were telling me, that my baby did not make it. It touches us all. I moved into this movement because I needed everybody to understand that gun violence is not an other person's problem. Public policy divides us.
Yes, say it.
It has established this hierarchy of harm,
Yes.
where the loss of life, depending on where that victim resides,
Yes.
does not garner much outrage. That desensitization of violence in the inner city causes inadequate action or no action
Right.
by our lawmakers to
Right.
prevent crime, and thus violence spills into our schools, our malls, our grocery stores, our restaurants, touching the lives of our most precious, like those 3 9-year-olds thought to be safe in the confines of that school as they laughed, as they played, as they learned with their friends. The day after the shooting, myself and other mothers ran to that location, that sacred hollow ground where those children had lost their lives, just so that even though we knew the parents would probably not be there, just so they could see us to know that they are not here alone. That there's somebody here that shares their pride.
Yes.
But I'm sick of lawmakers using victims' names to justify poor policy.
Yes.
To justify policy that contributes to their needs, that allows them to sell out to the highest bidder.
Okay.
I want them to hear our voices. And even though that voice takes so much strength to come out here,
Yes, it does.
it takes a lot.
Yes.
You would not believe what I have to go through, what Shadell has to go through, what Geraldine Collier had to go through to come in here and share this amongst you.
Yes.
But I plead with you not to see me as an other, as to just see me as a poor mother. I need you to see me as your sister.
Yes.
I need you to see my son as your child. I need you to see Akila De Silva as your child.
Yes.
I need you to see them 3 children that died in Covenant
Yes.
as your children.
Yes.
Because if we start to see each other as a human family, all under one God, maybe. Because the one thing the NRA has in common, all of them want to hold guns with no regulation. And they're able to prey on our divisiveness because these victims may live different places. These kids may be different ages. These children may be innocent. That child over there may be a gangbanger. That child over there might, all of us doing whatever. All of us are the same. If we can see that this is not an other people problem, then we can stop standing up here hoping and praying that a lawmaker hears my cries and maybe it'll touch your soul. Because even no matter how hurt my voice is, it ain't loud enough if it's by its lonely self. It's not loud enough if it's by its lonely self. It's not loud enough if you do not see this as your child.
Yes.
If you do not see this as other people's issues. We talk that all the time about this is not a gun issue, this is a people issue. Well, we could all sit here and think about the long list of things that contribute to crime. There's so many things that contribute to crime. There's so many people that are holding so many traumas that utilize things, all types of weapons. There's only one weapon that can take lives instantly, even quicker than a car, and that's a gun. Nobody's arguing that a car kills people or a appearance of people kills people when there's a car accident. If I say my kid died in a car accident, you don't say, well, the car didn't kill your child. The person killed your child, right?
Right.
You give seat belts. You put all these things in place to make sure that that driver can carry out that activity in the safest way possible. Because you know he could be distracted. You know he could be drunk. You can know there could be environmental factors. It could be rain, and it could be pouring. It could be other cars on the road. It could be somebody that stops suddenly. You put all these things in place to help that driver, or some drivers are just out there because they want to hit somebody. All those things are in place to prevent those things from happening, but we don't do the same thing with guns. That has got to change. And until that changes, the blood of those children are on the hands of those lawmakers that refuse to make change. When I cry at my son's cemetery gravesite once a month, you with me, you bury him, you put him in the ground when you fail to take action. Thank you.
Thank you.